this presentation, I'm going to take a few minutes to tell you about some of the symptoms and biology of large patch in zoysia grass. My name is Megan Kennelly, and I'm a plant pathologist at Kansas State University. First, just as an introduction, zoysia grass is widely used here in the transition zone. This shot shows zoysia grass used in some golf course fairways. In general, zoysia has lower water, fertilizer, and pesticide requirements compared to some of the cool season grasses that are used in golf courses, particularly in fairways. And just overall, it's very well adapted to the transition zone. However, zoysia grass does have one particular disease problem, large patch, and it's a disease of several warm season grasses, and it's caused by the fungus Rhizoctonia solani, AG group 2-2 LB, so that's just the full name of the fungus. And here in Kansas, the symptoms are most common in spring and fall as the zoysia goes in and out of dormancy. This disease is most common in fairways. Every now and then it occurs in home lawns or other taller stands of turf. There are some other Rhizoctonia diseases in turf grass. In particular, a common one around here is brown patch, which is a disease of the cool season grasses. It's caused by a different subgroup of Rhizoctonia solani, but it's a different subgroup, again, than that large patch pathogen. And you can see it here shown on perennial ryegrass at fairway height, creeping bentgrass at pine green height, and in a tall fescue lawn. Another Rhizoctonia disease that we have in this area is called yellow patch or cool season brown patch, which is caused by a different fungus called Rhizoctonia cerealis. So again, here's a view of large patch caused by Rhizoctonia solani, AG group 2-2 LB. And here's a view of that fungus in the microscope. This photo is by my former student, Dr. Ken Obasa, and what you're seeing here, all those threads, are the fungal hyphae or mycelia growing in a petri dish. And here's an even closer view. This is actually the brown patch pathogen, but you see here the hyphae are making right angle branching, and that's very characteristic for Rhizoctonia in general. Okay, so let's get back to a large patch. The patches can be of varying size, 1 or 2 feet in diameter up to 20 feet in diameter or more. And you can see here in this photo there's some patches of very different sizes. And this photo was probably taken in late April or sometime in May. That's when our symptoms tend to be the strongest. The zoysia stand can be thinned, and sometimes it can take a while to recover. So here you don't really see the large patch symptoms themselves, but more just a thinned out area of zoysia as it's trying to recover. And you can also get weeds encroaching into that thinned out area. When the patches are actively expanding, they often have a yellow edge. So we'll see this a lot of times in spring during cool, wet weather when the fungus is actively growing, but the grass is not growing well. So in those conditions, the disease is really firing. You get these yellow margins, yellow or orange margins to those patches, and the patches can expand somewhat rapidly. Here's another view showing kind of an orange margin to one of the patches. So that means that patch is pretty active. Large patches favored by wet weather, as I just mentioned, and also in low areas, in drainage flows, etc. As you can see here, there's some patches kind of clustered around some drainage areas. But I've seen it plenty of times in drier areas or on slopes. It's just more common when there's a lot of moisture. The symptoms can be visible in winter too, with the patchy diseased areas showing kind of more of a bleached out color than the surrounding dormant healthy zoysia grass. On the individual plants, the symptoms are less distinct. It does not produce distinctive leaf spots like some other diseases cause. Instead, you're going to see that the lower leaf sheaths and crown area often display a dark rotted appearance. So again, on those individual plants, it's not as clear cut as some of the other diseases. So that's just a brief overview of large patch. In the future, we'll be developing a few more brief presentations about management.